Rav gonna be first up versus a Rogue. Gonna be a Shadow Step as he goes in for a shadowy duel. Immediately try to see if he gives us some damage versus the Arcane Mage. The Mage might actually be in a lot of trouble. Never mind, the ult time just lets him reverse all of it as Dead Ratter got himself full flagellation set up. His blades are bloodied red and he's ready to go, but it's gonna be quick. Vanish has got himself big touch of the magic. Cloak and Shadows early by the Rogue for Rav. This is a fantastic opportunity. As long as you can find a way to get around the Rogue, actually gets him out in the open with the shifting power, AoE him out with the breath to follow. Let's see if a knock is gonna go for that knock, knocking him down the ramp into an icy Nova. Slows to follow. Dead Ratter does have himself access. Actually, no more vanishes. Wait, does he play just one charge of vanish? He might just be a one charge vanish kind of guy. I wonder what kind of build he's playing then. Blend onto Rav, trying to see if he can make an escape. Rav gonna just reposition back to the top of the platform. Quick gouge to meet him, get himself dance, but he's not gonna let this rope touch him at all. There's more missiles around the corner. Dead Ratter, I think it might be just done and done. Big Shadow Step to cover the gap, and it's gonna be another blink by the Mage until Barrage to follow, touch the Magi, and it's just a touch of the Magi. And Barrage procking cheat death, but then touch of the Magic crushes the Rogue through the cheat death. Either way, it doesn't even matter. Who's up next? Is gonna be with the Feds? It is gonna be you with the Feds. As a Dark Iron? I think it is Dark Iron Dwarf. It is Dark Iron Dwarf and it's a Shaman. I had to look at the buff in the bottom right. You can see he's got that Dark Iron buff. The Fireblood, I think it's called. Got him so big ascendance, massive damage. Roger's gonna back up out of there. This way potentially Enhanced Shaman has a lot of great output, as long as he has line of sight of their target. And Teamwork using the mobility to literally cover from one side of the arena all the way to the other within half a second. Able to get himself big blaster damage, got himself full power surge or arcane surge into arcane power, massive maximum blaster damage for it now with a touch of the magic while available for you with the Feds. It's going to be an intro, but doesn't end up getting juked out. Rav got himself plenty of setup, Thunder to follow, and it's going to be Rav repositioned back towards top of the platform, but wants to jump down and try to see if he can get himself some more damage onto the Shiny. But the Light and Last is going to stop in place. Did not have a blink for that, but knockback for a second as you with the Feds. Able to catch up quite a lot of health, actually handily recovered. Down on some cooldowns, but does have some offensives, short-term offensives, coming back up little by little. As long as he can stay next to Rav and use maybe a stun, Sunder, interrupts, and time him right so he doesn't get juked, I think he's going to be able to put in quite a bit of pressure on the Mage. Big damage out of the Rav right now with barrages together with missiles, touching the magic, coalescing a ton of the damage. It's going to be big, huge burst. Maybe barrage to follow. Does he end him right now? Rav trying to see if he can maybe get himself around the corner with the defense. Doesn't get caught in the static totem. Needs just one more barrage to take him down. Trying to make sure he doesn't get interrupted. Light the last to stop him in place. Does have a blink for this one. With a knockback onto you with the fence. Does have a good setup. Trying to make sure he gets himself line inside. Interrupts him with nature. I think it just might be over for the Shaman. Does end up literally fire blasted him at the end just to make sure he got himself that big instant cast. Wait, does Fire Blast even, is that off cooldown or is that, because I know it's off GCD for Fire Mages, but I think for Frost Mages and Arcane, it might be on GCD, right? Like an ability you can just use while you're traveling back and forth around the enemy. Gonna be a knockback onto Sensei as he's trying to see if he can get himself ramped up fully. Touch of Magic is on Sensei. Big blaster damage. Zuen is out. Got him some images. Massive barrage cleaving down him as well as all of his image pets. Zuen trying to finally get over there to Seawork to reconnect. Seawork literally crossed through the other side of the arena. Ported back to where Sensei was, got him so more of a mid position on the bridge, but it's just going to be lots of pressure for the Monk to deal with. Lots of mobility he's going to use to cover the distance between Rav. And honestly, the distance between him and Rav right now, double it, even triple it, and that's basically what you'll need to cover in order to even be able to reach the Mage with the blinks, reverse blinks, all the times, everything he's got. It's going to be rough, and you can't even lock him down with a stun. Big damage onto Sensei as he's just trying to cover the distance between him and the Mage, taking all those barrage damage with the arcane barrages, the missiles to follow, the touch of the magic. All of this just keeps chipping away at his health bar little by little. Got himself a Ring of Frost, stopping Sensei in his tracks. Ring of Fire almost complete, but not quite. Got himself Ring of Fire maybe around the corner. Doesn't quite connect on top of the platform, but he still got himself barrages of just arcane orbs flying in. He's just a big old human mortar of just arcane energy firing off from a great distance, making sure that nobody can catch him. Sensei has plenty of good defensives that are very, very, very strong for this one. Has himself plenty of survivability as well. And I think if Rav somehow had just a little bit more sustain, which arcane mages are set to gain somewhat soon. I think this Tuesday reset, they should be able to get a lot more sustained damage. If Seabrick had all those sustainability buffs, I think this duel might have been over long ago, because he has to play around the hit and run playstyle, big bursts, but not a lot of stuff he could do in the downtime. Trying to go for big arcane surge, defensive play offensive or defensive. Got himself diffuse magic, trying to decide whether he wants to stay up above or jump down below. Looks like Seabrick is going to be pushing in. That gives Sensei the opportunity to get a bit up close and personal. Yet another Nova, trying to go for more arcane blasters. Sensei is not in a great spot. Does he himself the angle, trying to see if he can send barrages in there. Oh, and looks like touching the magic barrage altogether, just kind of coalesced at once. Big executed barrage with touch of the magic, all the damage all at once. Big breath onto LFG immediately with a polymorph into a ring of fire right after. Does go for a shadow step, trying to see if he can evade the ring with a knockback and a freeze to follow. My goodness, that is another mobile class. Here is a rogue. We'll see how he ends up doing, because Sensei has so much mobility, and even then it was kind of rough to say, even on top of Roth. He literally gets to choose whether he wants to fight you or not. If he doesn't want to fight you, he's never going to be in melee with you, ever. There's literally no reason, no way you're going to be able to catch him at all. LG does end up shadow stepping towards Roth, has himself another back blink to reverse it. Gonna be more shadow strikes, finally able to get himself a couple of good hits there here and there. Cloak of Shadows trying to see if he can cover the bases right now. Is he able to? Gonna be mages available. Rob actually has got a limited mobility, having to burn images and just having to waddle away from the rogue. Breath to follow. Nova right after. Got himself blind, and it's gonna be Trinket, just trying to make sure he's ahead of the rogue at all times. He doesn't really need a Trinket for stuns, so I guess throwing a Trinket for a blind makes sense. Big barrage maybe? Doesn't let you go down? I think it's over, yeah. I think he did give up. That is unfortunate. That is rough, man. This is Arcane, though. That is Arcane Mage with Kurichi. You're the last one, my guy. 54% dampener. An Arcane Mage versus Unholy Deathlight. I think that might be one of the better classes they can potentially counter Mage, just because they have so much anti-caster mechanics. But maybe summoning up the army together with the main pet. If you can get all this army onto Roth and let him just do the damage there by themselves, he might be fine dropping down a dome, try to see if he can reduce some of the damage, take a stun onto Roth. Does have a blink for this one. Try to see if you can maybe cut him back into Zombozos. If those things can actually explode into Roth, you need to make sure you're slowing him. No, never mind. I was looking at Seabrick the entire time, but I should have been watching Courageous health. He's just melted within seconds. Can we ban Arcane? Are we actually about to ban Arcane? What is this damage? 12 million damage. Are we kidding ourselves? Wait, are we actually about to ban Arcane Mage from 5v5 1v1 Duels? Really? I feel like banning a rogue pretty, like, on par. Pretty, I think a lot of us can agree. A lot of people hate rogues. Any spots? Let me check.